Do you get little side conversations over here?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what it is. It's the Reallionaires podcast. We are back again with another episode. Yeah, so pardon us for not being here last week, but I had to celebrate the birthday, turned the big 5-0. Yeah, we'll get into that another time. It's an interesting experience when you cross over. Yeah, like, things change, Yeah. But yeah, today's topic, before we get into the topic, let me introduce our co-host and our special guest. So, to my far left, we have
Slim, a.k.a. Slim the Announcer, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason.
And to my right, we have
your boy MJB, Mom's Young Baptiste.
And as you know, I am the real, the old head, a.k.a. the old head that loves head. And tonight, our special guest is
the pretty boy gangster, Thunny Brown, a.k.a. the Thunder God. Boom.
See? Boom. And it's crazy. I was trying to figure exactly how do I pronounce his name, because I think one time I said T Honey, then one time I said Thunny. I was like, I gotta ask this brother how it go. All right, so today's topic is G code or street code or the bro code or whatever code you call it, whatever happened to it. So before we get into it, let's get into our Since You've Been Gone. This one is I don't know how to phrase this one. First off, moment of silence for some great people that we lost. Fat Man Scoop, James Earl Jones, and Frankie Beverly. Moment of silence for them. Rest in peace. My condolences to their families. Next one, Tyreek Hill. The cheetah got pulled out of his car. Well, let me say how he said it. They pulled me out my car and I wasn't doing nothing. Did anybody see the video?
I seen the video.
Yeah.
Okay, now which one did you see? Did you see the one that he put out or the one that the police put out?
I think the police.
Right. So here's my thing, and I want to say this. I've said it before. My people of color, when you're in the wrong, stop acting like you're right.
Right.
He was speeding. They pull up on him, knock on his window, which was blacker than me. Yo, what you knocking on my window for? Bro, that's not the attitude to have if you wrong.
Right.
And what got me was after they pulled him out the car, yeah, one of the cops was he was definitely overzealous.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been that way had you not tried to be super thug. You got a game today.
Right.
Take your ticket and go ahead. It's just like, I watched this thing on YouTube, and it's like, it shows when people get caught shoplifting. And it never fails. These people never have issues until the cops slap the cuffs on them. Then it's, I can't go to jail. My mother's home sick. My baby's in the car. Y'all didn't think about none of that when y'all was going out here to steal.
Right.
When I was growing up, if you went to steal or do any dirt, you did it by yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any feelings, feedback on it? Any words of advice for Brother Hill?
Did he really say that? What you knocking on my window for?
Yeah, he really said that.
Because I ain't hear that, but I seen that he was persistent with and had the window up still. You know what I mean? He lucky they ain't, shoot the window out.
Exactly. Right. And it was a nice car. It did. It was one of those cars when they look and go, you ain't supposed to have that.
Yeah, right. I thought they initially just reached in there and snatched him out, because I know they do that sometimes. I thought he was in the right until I seen the extra footage where he had the window up, they tapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he definitely provoked something.
Right, and that's the thing, bro. It's like, I hate to say this, but it seems like ever since the whole George Floyd thing, we as black people have all of a sudden, everybody, when they encounter police now, are black activists and don't know what they're talking about or what they're doing. I know my rights. Clearly you don't.
Right.
Because the number one right, the first right we got, the most powerful one we have is the right to remain silent. Mm-hmm. That shit'll keep you out of so much stuff.
Absolutely.
Anyway, all right, so this is the one I've been waiting to get to, and I know y'all brothers have as well. Unc got caught fucking. For those who don't know, Shannon Sharp, former NFL tight end, and I guess you call him internet personality now.
Yeah. Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, Club Shay Shay. What's the one he does with Ocho? He does one with Ocho. He's on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith. Well, the other night, his IG was live, and it sounded like a bear was in that damn room, clapping some cheeks. His publicist puts out a thing saying that he got hacked. Right. He said he told him to take it down. He said, because I'm going to address the people like what really happened. Then he proceeds to say he didn't know his phone was going live because he doesn't know how that works. I gotta say this, that was bullshit.
Straight up bullshit.
Because it's too much to go live. I thought maybe,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I thought maybe it was because I'm team Android. Maybe I thought maybe on the iPhone it was a little different.
Nah.
Same shit.
Nah.
So
it's like, yo, first, do you want to go live? Right? Then you hit, yeah, I want to go live. Then it's like, okay, what do you want to title this?
Right.
When you go live. Okay?
And then they ask you again, are you sure?
And then we give you a countdown.
Right.
So it's like,
so
you forgot after that it's like, do you want to post this?
Right.
Exactly.
Stop playing. Man.
Right. So that part I didn't like.
He tried it.
He did. He tried. He was like, I ain't never did this before. I don't know. Share it. He almost sounded like Miss Netherline.
And then Chad Ocho tried to like defend him. Like you are bad with live. You like go live with me by accident sometimes. Nigga, stop lying for him.
Right. But I mean, you know, that's your boy. He brought you back.
I'm not lying for my man like that.
So you wouldn't lie for me?
Nah, it's not that shit. That was such a,
so I got caught smacking cheeks on IG.
Bro, that was such a horrible lie. I'm not going down with that lie, bro.
The lie that I do for you gotta make sense.
Okay.
It can't make me look like a fucking idiot.
Even though I know you lost it, I believe it a little bit.
But I will say this though. He knows how to make a situation work in his favor.
Absolutely.
Because when I watched the emergency nightcap, the first thing was a commercial for ED pills. And he was talking about them. Yeah, you know, this is Uncle. And I think they call Rose or some shit like that. But he had like 4 of them. And he mentioned it a couple of times during the conversation with Ocho.
Y'all seen the spoof that Cam did?
No.
Yeah, I know Cam got that male enhancement thing too, right? Y'all ain't know?
Nah.
The Pink
Cam
Horse.
got a product called Pink Horsepower.
Pink Horsepower, yeah.
And so that's what Cam is doing. He's like, yo, see that Pink Horsepower work, right,
Right.
But you know what I mean? You got to slow down. Something like Cam was doing.
Wow.
You know Cam be clowning.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he photoshopped the picture with like 5 of them in his hand. Like
Yeah.
Of the shit. Wow. Shout out to Cam for taking advantage of it. Shout out to Cam.
I think it was all bullshit.
You know
That's
what?
I started to ask you at first. Did you think it was a gimmick? Did you think he did it on purpose?
Because if you listen to the audio, right, there's no actual cheeks being clapped. You only hear her.
Nah, that nigga was growling like a grizzly.
You don't hear him. You don't hear actual sex happening.
I don't know.
Like
I think
you don't hear no cheeks being clapped.
Oh yeah, you don't hear the macaroni noise.
No macaroni cheeks, bro. You hear her.
Okay.
Think about the audio. Listen to it again.
Right, but I mean, you trying to tell me every time you smash, you hear the macaroni noise?
You gonna hear something. You gonna hear something. You ain't hear none of that.
Not if you slow stroke it.
I mean,
the way she was sounding, there was no slow strokes. That was donkey fucking.
Oh shit.
She was award winning? Because I ain't hear it.
You gotta hear it, but you don't hear it. Like it don't sound like 2 people in the room. It's like
nah, bro, because he was growling. The one I heard.
I take it one step further, right? Because in the interview with Ocho, what did he say? He said, "Oh, y'all think don't be getting it in? I told y'all I be getting it in, right? So you did all that to make us believe. Okay, now he really do get it in.
No, but not his. But
it's too much bullshit.
Here's what I was thinking. He got tired
of being called gay.
Exactly.
That's my whole point. I just didn't want to say that.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say it, because I'm the one. I give 2 flying fucks.
Right,
bro.
Especially after he says he got a call from Cat Williams, and first thing Cat Williams said is, "You not gay today."
What?
So yeah, like it was a stunt, in my opinion.
Right.
A great stunt. It reminded me of who was it used to always somehow or another randomly leak dick pics and he don't remember. Fuck. it was either Game or somebody, but Jamie Foxx.
Really?
Every time Jamie Foxx meat got leaked, oh, I didn't know. You had to take the picture, my nigga. You had to pose for it.
I think the best with it was Janet. Janet was the best.
The nip slip?
The nip slip.
I love that nip slip, though. I ain't gonna lie.
That was good times.
Right.
That was good times.
I think that was the first time I actually listened to Justin Timberlake. Yes, it was. I had to see who this white boy was.
You know, he's not that bad.
Right.
He was good in the hood after that. He was real good in the hood after that.
Right.
You showed us Janet nipple, thank you.
Right. I had that.
He was certified.
All right, I had that picture on my phone as a screensaver. So my wife seen it. I had to take it off. Then it was a
How'd that get there?
It was a screen lock. Right. I was like, Shannon, I didn't know. I had no idea.
Really good with these screensavers.
I don't know what I didn't know what I was doing.
I didn't know you had to pick the picture and then actually put it to upload on the screensaver.
Right.
You gotta come and show me how to work this phone.
Last thing though that he said was funny. He said, "I bet you next time my phone will be in the car." Yeah, because you done got all you needed out of it.
Right.
Who leaves their phone in their car?
Right. Come on.
Like we said earlier.
That was really their statement. He got hacked.
Yeah,
That was the first statement.
That was the first statement. And he told the person who was controlling the what's the name take it down because he was going to address the people.
Then he said he threw his phone and it went on live.
Right. So I want to know, how do you throw a phone and your IG?
No, I ain't gonna lie. Walls do got touchscreen. Like they could.
You gotta throw it like this.
Touchscreen.
Right.
You gotta throw it. They gotta flip enough of time that it hit all the right buttons.
So open the app.
You gotta be pressing.
Like that part. Open the app.
Open
so you
the
do
app.
your phone and then open Instagram.
Go to post. Slide it over to live. Right. Yeah.
Who put that stylus over there?
I don't know what type of phone Shannon got, but I don't want it. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. The G code of the streets. In your own words, what did it mean when you was growing up?
What did it mean? Get it by any means.
Okay.
But there was also those, I guess, unwritten rules. Yeah, like you don't do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a bit of a structure to it.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
Brother Brown. Because you from the Ville, so
what G code, man?
It was no G code in the Ville.
It was no code, man. It was a code, but that was long ago, man. Before a lot of the OGs got taken out of the loop.
Okay.
So there was a code that cats lived by, that they abided by, even thieves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's honor amongst thieves, B. That's a real saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So of course, all of the famous joints, like a lot of the tattoos that people get, loyalty. That's part of the G code. You know what I mean? Not sexing somebody's sister, so on and so forth. That's G code shit. Like, you're supposed to know that off the top.
Right.
And if you're not, unless you about to make her the missus, don't do that. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, so there is a code in it, but it's more like a street code. Not I never saw it as a G code. G wasn't something that a lot of people were saying when I was coming up.
Right.
You know what I mean? That came later on. But there's definitely a code that we all live by that got lost.
Yeah,
as a lot of the leadership was not out there to enforce it.
So, in saying that, do you remember like some of the consequences when the unspoken rules were broken?
Shit.
Because it's people who don't understand that there was a time when
I remember
there was a time when if you was a rapist or a pedophile, you couldn't live in the hood.
Yeah, you couldn't live.
And you couldn't survive on Rikers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now they living damn near better than everybody else. Slim, what was one of the? Do you remember? Because your childhood was very interesting.
I mean, it was the simple rules, kind of like he said, you don't rob and steal from your own people. You know what I'm saying? You don't go against your people for no reasons. Stuff like that.
What about things like if you see somebody you got beef with, if they was with their family,
stuff like that for sure.
They got a pass.
Sure. You don't step to somebody when they with their kids or their wife or
right.
Stuff like that.
You got a pass. You know what I mean? Even like
or their moms.
I remember when, because I grew up in the Sty. even when the dudes that was hustling had their little street wars, it was like certain, like, nah, not right now. Kids is coming out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now they meeting you at the school. What do you think is the reason we lost the unmentioned rules and codes?
I mean, it's exactly like he said. It's there was a time period where leadership just wasn't there, and that could have been for whatever reason, robbed, killed. You know what I'm saying? And the young niggas, I'm not sure at what point, but at some point, the young niggas started saying "fuck the OGs."
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And once that happened, game got twisted.
Okay. All right. Do you think it's maybe because the OGs forgot their responsibility? Like, I know I get called Unc, I get called OG, and when I hear that, I understand. Like, for me, what that means is that if you're calling me that, there's a certain senior respect that you're giving me.
Right.
And with that, I'm supposed to at least try to give you proper game.
Supposed to.
Right. And like, I remember growing up, like up until like 16, 17, you had that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I had dope fiends on my block that would tell the young kids, don't do this shit.
Right.
Even though they nodding the fuck out, but they like, don't get into this shit, little nigga. This shit is bad for you. You gonna go to school and you don't have that no more. What do y'all think about that? Like, is it something that you look at now when you look at the young dudes and just like, what the fuck happened?
Nah, cause you know exactly what happened. We all watched it happen, step by step in every stage. You know what I mean? These dudes, a lot of supposed OGs was out here doing the unspeakable with these young ones. You know what I mean? In regards of like for instance, what was coming to my mind was a lot of us have seen the pit bull that you don't go near. But every pit bull don't start out like that. It's the same one. It's the same way with our young ones.
Right.
These OGs was making them as rough, as ruthless, as savage as possible until they, you know what I mean? It's been pits that done turned on the master, and the same thing that happened with these young ones. You know, I'm not on top of the fact that the elders or the older ones wasn't there to enforce, wasn't there to hold the block. Like I used to see that. Like it was certain dudes that I grew up around that would hold that you know, it wasn't like they had to hold the block, but because they was on the block, it wasn't no silly shit was happening on this block.
Right.
It's like I can remember, like how you said, something had happened. Somebody put hands on a girl in the building. And it was us that went through the building and we found somebody. We ain't doing super dirty, but
he learned the lesson.
He learned the lesson, and then we passed him off at the precinct. Like, yo, all right, we done with him. Do something with him, because you know what I mean.
Right.
But these things, a lot of these things is lost. But I believe we could get them back. I was having a conversation with some gang members earlier. You know what I mean? Some of my homies, because real talk, we looking to take these streets back. We can't let the streets go like that. I still got loved ones in these places right here, and there's still good people in these places, and we got to do good for them. So, you know what I mean? I'm ready to do what Martin and them did. I'm ready to do what Pac was about to do. We got to sit down with these people, you know what I mean? And you know, these conversations got to be had.
Okay, all right. I agree totally.
People out here scared to talk to these. They scared to speak to these youth.
And that's what I was gonna say is that it seems like there became a time when the youngins started telling the elders to mind your business, and they begin to listen. And I think that's like that would led up to the evolution of what we got now, because like. When I was growing up, and it's gonna sound a lot, I'm gonna say that shit a lot, so get used to it for tonight. When I was growing up, you didn't curse in front of your elders. You know what I'm saying? And if you did, it was pardon me, miss, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, mister, whatever, because they would check you. And then they go tell your parents, and then your parents checked you. But now, like, they just be cursing. If you say something, suck my dick. And they don't even understand that when I don't know about y'all, but when I was growing up, if you told someone to suck your dick, it's nothing after that but action. It's furniture moving after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, but I also do think, and here's the interesting part of the concept of G code, street code, however you want to view it, right? I think every generation has a point where they say, what happened to the G code?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? With that. And you look at a movie like when the mob movies, right? It's always a situation where the young one is about to take over, and what if somebody from the other generation saying, we don't do things like that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I think it's always gonna evolve, whether that's positive or negative. There's always gonna be some type of change as time goes on. But I think we just at a place now where it's like really no structure.
Same time, what I was gonna add on to that, like how you said, was some of these mothers and some of these parents that was walking and moving around in the background was the parents of the real G's from the neighborhood. And again, now with them gone, like it was certain things that definitely wasn't about to happen in front of the dude that ran the block. He wasn't about to come out your face wrong near his mom.
Right.
Let alone if she says something to you. You know what I mean? And we can't be, I call it the scared black syndrome. You know what I mean? We got scared of each other. They got scared of these young ones and stopped worrying about and stopped being concerned about what was happening with the entire neighborhood and concerned themselves what was only happening in the piece of property that where they was living, and then the rest of the neighborhood went to hell in a handbasket, yo. Yeah. These cats gotta be held accountable. Just that got to be said, yo.
Right.
Yeah. You can't just be running through the neighborhood killing up any and everything, yo.
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, if anything like that is happening near my loved ones, come on, I'm in action. I'm in mode right there, B.
Right.
And that's the thing with where we at right now, right? Because everybody's sitting here at this table understand. Nah, I take a punch in the face.
But I'm gonna give your ass one back.
Right. But now these niggas is like, nah, I'm not even balling up my fist.
Yeah, I had a motherfucker tell me that yesterday. I don't
you
fight.
Know what I'm saying? Like,
I said, oh, then you pussy.
Right.
If you gotta run and get a gun rather than just fight, you weren't taught right.
Right.
And they gonna say true while pulling the trigger. Because
You right, but I still be right back.
They comfortable with it. They confident with that. You know what I mean? They think it really means something. I don't know if y'all seen some footage of the other day. Some white boys was getting it on, man. They was in the pool and some other white boy was on the side in his bag, and they was beefing from inside the pool.
I seen that.
He got too close. It's like when the prey get close to the water and the gator snap. He was in the water, big. They took the bag, took the ratchet, but.
Wow. See, and it's crazy because it's like when I was all right. Boom. One of the things that I think has got us where we are is we became numb to certain shit. Like when the block gets shot up. You know what I mean? Like when we was growing up, the block got shot up. It was a list of things that happened afterwards. You had the elders who knew who did it, and they outside talking about it. You had the people who actually held the block. Now they trying to find who did it. You don't have none of that no more. Now nobody knows nothing until a body's laid down. Then everybody's phone come out.
Right.
It's like I don't understand it. I'm scared for the kids growing up now, the ones that are like 10. Because this is what they're seeing. Between this and the drill music, it's like you're not seeing much of nothing because you got brothers like Brother Brown here who does community work and talks to the gangs and this, that, and the third, but it's far and few in between.
Right.
Everybody done got into minding their business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I heard somebody say the other day, don't stand by and watch them kill me. And I was like, damn.
That's real.
Right.
And nobody understands it. You don't feel the gravity of it until something like that is said. Until somebody could be watching it, all of the phones could be out, until them words is uttered. They killing me.
Right.
That's where that shit gonna go if somebody don't get involved. Somebody don't put their life on the line, man.
Right.
Everybody out here living scared.
Definitely scared. And it's for me it's odd because like we were raised, you don't fear nobody walking this earth.
Right.
You don't fear no one that breathes and bleed like you. But you respect them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But it's like now, like the other day I'm talking to this young dude, I'm like, yo, bro, don't get yourself fucked up over your pride. His response was, nigga, fuck you and my pride. Not my pride, his pride. I said, that was a new one.
Like an understanding, like an education.
Right.
He thought
he don't even know what he was saying.
Yeah, he really don't.
Right. He didn't know. He don't. In all reality, he don't know. But in his mind, he just said
right. It's like I suck my own dick. Nigga, that's not something to say.
Nigga, turn around with bars.
Right. Hold that old nigga. And I think that's another thing.
And then go tell some nigga he actually said that shit.
Right. I told this thing. I think one of the things that fuels it though is, like you said, the OGs fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Between trying to prey on the young ones, trying to make them their soldiers and their doges, but more than that, because like
I'm gonna tell you, hold up, before you go on, I gotta tell this quick story. I'm with one of my mans in them, right? Somebody's coming home and he's telling stories to my man, and he's telling him, yo, my father put my first gun, my first bundle in my hand. My father, biological father, B.
How do you come back from that?
In Howard Project, somebody had the dirty, dusty shotgun laying around the crib. Some young man gets his hands on that.
I saw that.
Kills his friend.
Yep, I saw that.
This just happened, yo.
Yep. And I think because their parents, you know what, I think part of it is also the evolution of I can't wait till I grow up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids, when I grow up, I'm not going to do that with my kids. Not realizing that was saving your kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my mother whooped. He'll tell you, my mother, if there was an ass whooping Hall of Fame, Gwendolyn Williams is a first ballot inductee. But I look at what it did for us. You know what I mean? We learned the consequences and repercussions of the shit we do, as well as what we don't do. It taught us that you gotta be a certain way. And then not only that, but I think, and this sounds like, I guess, a politician response, but lack of employment plays a part too. Because my first job, I was 14. Greater Brownsville Youth Council, right on Dumont, right across the street from what's Food Bazaar now, but back then it was Big R. And if not for that job, I wouldn't have learned that the world is different than the 12 blocks I live within.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You understand and learn that not everybody lives in an animal survival state. And you got to be exposed to that. Like, I remember, and this is a little off topic, but the job that I had, I was a peer educator, which means we educated the community on everything from condoms to suicide, conflict resolution, all of that. We get a presentation at Safe House. Safe House was a group home for transgender youth. I grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn during the crack era. Never saw a transgender in my life. We get to this place, knock on the door. A boy in a dress with orange hair opened the door. I said, oh, get the fuck out of here. And I turned around. They labeled my organization homophobic because of that.
Oh, wow.
My supervisor calls me in and go, do you understand what you did? I said, no, do you understand what you did?
Right.
All of us, you got kids in here from Brownsville, East New York, and Bed-Stuy. You didn't tell us what we was walking into. What did you expect? We not Park Slope or Up East Side where, you know what I'm saying? We don't know about that shit. Now, if it was a crackhead, I'd have just been like, oh shit, my nigga, watch out. You understand what I'm saying? I think there's certain conversations that we don't have anymore with kids that we should.
They avoid it now.
Right. Like either because the parents don't know how to talk about it or they don't want to trust somebody else in doing it. Because there are places where you can take your kids and they can learn the things that you don't know or that you're not willing to talk about.
Do y'all think, when it comes to the parents, do y'all think the lack of experience hinders them as parents?
What do you mean? Experience is what? Like, as a parent?
experiences certain different things in life that they can't even translate to their kids or teach their kids because they don't even know. They never really experienced it themselves.
I can't. You know why I say no to that? Because we grew up with our fathers, but we're great fathers.
You gotta teach your kids to be fearless. Like for instance, fear is a learned behavior. Now fear also is gonna keep you safe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But when you're teaching these kids to be scared of bugs and insects and things like, I know somebody that moved out of their residence because of rodents, as if the rodents could have beat them. They could have fought that battle and won.
Right. Yeah, my uncle told me that. I remember I used to be scared of water bugs, and he was like, "How the fuck are you scared of something that you 500 times bigger than?"
Right.
And I was like, "But it fly, so knock it the fuck down." And like from that point forth, I wasn't scared anymore. But before then, oh my God, I would die. But yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely a learned behavior.
Parents, a lot of these parents are too soft on the kids.
They want to be their friend.
They want to be their friend, but
is it that they want to be their friend, or are they scared now? Because you can't discipline your kids now without somebody knocking on your door.
But you don't gotta break them in half to discipline them.
Okay.
Right.
But to do, like for instance, you on punishment today, you off tomorrow. Type of thing.
Right. Or you on punishment, you still got your games and your PlayStations.
What type of punishment is? Something else I wanted to mention when you started talking about your first job. Mm-hmm. So now during the pandemic, it came about where it was enough virtual money to be had for these young ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They could have been learning the craft, helping the city, plus a summer job, all virtual and getting paid. I'm out in the streets and I'm telling this to a lady. And she, with a smile on my face, says to me, I don't know if she would want to do it because I give her money. I give my child money, so I don't know if they would want to work. There's a lot of parents with that mindset too, where they feeling like they coddling these kids and looking to do everything in the world for them until this child can't do nothing for themselves. And the minute they get out in the world,
they stuck.
They fucked.
Look, I'm a manager, and I'll be in situations where parents come speak for their child.
What?
And I'm talking different situations. I'm talking, I don't like the schedule you're giving them, or I feel like you're making my kid do all the work while everyone else, like, it gets wow.
What?
I never heard of that one.
Ma'am, if you don't get out my goddamn store and take your son with you, because his little ass is fired now.
It's one of those things where it was like, if a nigga was telling me, I wouldn't believe him.
Right.
But because
you've seen it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this is...
And you know
it happens, but it even happens on bigger scales, right? It's going to sound funny, but a bigger situation of that, Jason Tatum, right? He was playing for the USA team. He wasn't playing. His mom's tweeted.
Yes.
What?
Why is my son not playing?
Right.
What?
And that made noise. Yeah, you're right about that.
And when I was growing up, you didn't want your parents to speak up for you for nothing. No, I got this.
You sound smart. You can't handle yourself.
I got this.
Absolutely.
But and I guess it's because we grew up in an era where our parents forced us to handle shit. Like, I remember the first time I had a fight, it was like, you either fight him or you fight me. Right. And I'm not fighting Gwen. So shorty, guess what? This is your first ass whooping of the summer. Yo, wow.
And I mean, it's interesting you say, even with the work in both ways now, it is the fact that, they got so many easy, what we would consider easy ways to make money, right? But you really sit back and pay attention, outside of some of the youth, they can't even get a job until they're 18.
Right. But I think,
I disagree with that. And it goes back to, like, some people was out in the streets hustling because they had to.
Right.
Like you said, they got so many different other ways to make income nowadays. They really don't even got to be out.
Right, because in the summer, you see them, they doing the water. For a minute, our trains were covered with, it's showtime. And I remember talking to some of them kids one time because I had just got off work, bro. I am dog tired. And y'all want to swing from these fucking poles. And if one of y'all kick me, I swear to God, I was like, yo, you know what y'all should do? Y'all should really take this, get a space, make an event out of it where y'all can make some money. Homie said, Nah, bro, we make enough money. I said, okay, let's do the math. Y'all been on this train from Manhattan, so let's give it 40 minutes. Y'all made about, I'll give you $200. There's 9 of y'all. Speaker, the batteries for your speaker. Y'all gonna want something to eat. Niggas is gonna smoke, cause everybody's smoking now, which is another thing. The wildest shit that I see working at PU, shout out to PU, today made 1 year me working there. Yeah. Thank you. Shout out to y'all. It's the parents who come there with their kids to buy weed. Like, wild. Yo, yesterday, this mother comes with her son. And it's like, I asked for the ID. She go, yeah, this is my son. He just turned 21. They get inside. He's like, nah, ma, don't get that one. Get this one. I want that one too. So not only are you coming with him, but you're buying it for him. That shit wouldn't have fly when I was a kid.
You're supporting his habit.
It's an enabling, and I think it goes back to the whole thing of I'm not gonna treat my kids like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like when we was growing up, I know for us, it was certain shit we couldn't do.
Right.
You wasn't talking any old way in the house. Certain things you wasn't watching in the house. I remember, and this was before you came along, we would be sitting there, you know how they do the warning on the TV show? That the subject matter and this, that, and the third. As soon as I heard that, I would just get up because I knew it meant time to go to bed. But now you got kids, they lean into the TV. Oh, this gonna get good.
Yeah, they letting them watch anything.
Right.
These young boys watching adult shows with adult content. You know what I mean? Oh, they that's why they out here living beyond their own age.
It's also in their TV too. Like it's also in their shows. Like certain shit that's supposed to be like in adult shows, it's in the cartoons now.
Now they got gay.
But you know what? It's always been in the cartoons. It was just mass more. It was mass better, bro. If you ever watch Bugs Bunny,
like the way it is now, though, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's mass better now because Bugs Bunny. I don't care what nobody say. Bugs Bunny was the first transgender I ever saw. He always wore a dress. As soon as he kissed a girl in NBA Jam, what was it? The shit with Michael Jordan?
Space Jam.
Space Jam. He kissed Lola. What'd he do? He lost his mind. But he had been kissing Yosemite Sam and all of them. Come on. Like, Pepe Le Pew was a stalker. Come on, bro. Every time a woman pull up somewhere, hello. Like, it was bad, but they masked it different.
Right.
Now, it's just... I watched I was reading this thing and it said that Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street
I heard that.
have been identified as life partners. How the fuck is a puppet a life partner?
Oh,
it's crazy.
That's wild.
I heard him talking stuff about the Teletubbies. I mean, like you can make these inferences on a lot of these joints based on the different stuff that they put in these visuals. Like even I don't know if y'all heard what they said about SpongeBob. SquarePants, there's all kind of references in there to the schlong, like dude's nose, so on and so forth.
Oh my God! See it's like it's not safe. I guess my kids will be watching Coco Melon for the rest of their life because that seems to be the only safe thing. Or Baby Shark. I don't know. You were saying about getting it back. How do you think we can do that? Like, what is the first step?
Well, the men of respect, because everybody respects somebody. Like even your stone cold killers, your serial killers, they respect somebody. We got to start there. Like for instance, I had heard Martin Luther King was gonna sit down with these leaders, or had sat down with these leaders behind closed doors and was having these type of talks. They respect somebody. Like I can imagine all of these cats would sit down quiet in the room with Obama. They might talk some shit after the room broke, this, that, and but they're gonna be quiet. You know what I mean? So at the same time, I feel the people that it is that they're following, we got to reach out to them. So like these are one of the things that I was attempting to do today. Like put me in touch with the dudes that's at the top of all of these various different gangs, so that first off, we already know that we dealing with a certain respect level. Most under them, they're not gonna move wrong or speak against. And typically, if this one is doing something and is bringing back, and it can be lucrative for all, they're gonna 9 times out of 10 they're probably gonna follow that move. You know what I mean? So like for instance, one of my peoples was just telling me it was a program that was teaching welding. Should one of the leaders decide to become a welder and walk, you know what I mean, or like, yo, listen, this is what I'm doing. You'll pull up with the cyber truck based off of this type of thing. You know what I mean? So
right. You gotta show them different.
You gotta show them different. They gotta get back to that same structure that was in place before. That gotta be in place. You can't be over here just doing anything, saying anything in front of, like when I see grandparents or other parents moving around and the young one, you can see him stretching out he's 30 paces past, they can't keep, I'm like, yo, listen, you gotta stop. The young ones is on the train and they getting a little irate, y'all getting a little irate right now. You know what I mean? It's ladies sitting right here.
Right.
These things got to be had, they got to be said.
And I think it's also in how you say it, because a lot of them, let's be honest, a lot of these kids now are raising themselves. Yeah. And what that does to your mindset is it makes you go, can't nobody tell me shit. I'm grown. I take care of me. So it's all in how you say it. I remember I was coming home one time and there was some young dudes in front of the building, and Shorty's whole ass was out. Like his pants was that far down. And I said to him, I said, yo, my dude, what's the logic behind that? And he looked at me. He had no answer. So the only thing he did was pull his pants up. Every time I seen him when I come out the building, I don't care who he talked to, if he seen me, he pulled them up. And that was just for me saying that. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're probably looking for people to reach out to them, but nobody's doing it.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know one of the things that, like, when I was growing up, I hate that I keep saying it, but fuck it. When I was growing up, even interactions with the cops was different. Because if the elders were out and the cops grabbed some young kid, they didn't pull out phones or just stand by and watch. Like, hey, why you got that young man? What did he do? You know what I'm saying? And if need be, they came down to the fucking precinct. But now it's just like,
it was a community.
Right, now it's just like, girl, did you hear little Ray got snatched up by the cops? For what? I don't know. But then you turn on the Citizen app and everybody talking about it.
Everything is about content these days, and everything is about being the one that has the story to tell. Like you just said, oh, little Ray got snatched up. Because she'd rather be the one to tell the story than be the one to stop it. And
a lot of these parents are not realistic about their children. You know your kids better than anybody else. You know that little motherfucker got a demon streak in them. Right. So when something happens, you can't get out here, oh, my baby was a good baby. He gave you the shirt off his back. No, he took the shirt off my back, lady.
Right.
With a gun.
and in a lot of cases, it's like, that's why he don't even live with you, because you kicked him out.
Boom. Boom.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, like you said, be realistic about it. I'm not saying be happy.
Right.
But be realistic.
Like, this is when I realized we was in trouble. I'm on Mother Gaston in the store. This dude comes in. He's about 6'4". He has a tutu on with some Converse sneakers, some fishnet stockings. He got a beard like yours, my guy. Older lady is in there, an elder. He turns around. She goes, hey, baby, you look so pretty. I just walked out. I forgot what I came in the store for. I just walked out because when I was growing up, it would have been, boy, what you doing with your sister dress on? It's like everything is everything now. Everything is just being accepted. And like, I don't know.
Nobody's being checked for their bullshit.
Right. And this is what I want to say. And y'all let me know how y'all feel. Do you think the lack of consequences in the police plays a part? What I mean is, young kid get grabbed up by the cops. No elders step in, no adults step in to say nothing. And Shorty's just left to either get fucked up or whatever. You can't expect him to, you know what I'm saying, to one, respect law or his elders. How am I gonna respect a woman who stood by and watched them choke me the fuck out?
I don't think that's happening now at a rampant level, because you know a lot of these cops can't get away with that these days. You know what I mean? It's too hard, especially with all these body cams. Cats is quick. Cities is losing millions in lawsuits on a regular basis behind cops' behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the problem with that is they still not getting the harsh consequences that.
Because when you look at things like
they supposed to get.
The police?
Yeah, like, because when you look at things like, what's her name? Jesus. Oh, the cops busted and shot her and her boyfriend shot back. Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
I just knew those cops were going to be found guilty. And they said, nah, it was her boyfriend who caused it. You know what I'm saying? And what it took me back to, I got to be honest, it took me back to Rodney King. I remember how I felt when I watched the Rodney King tape and I watched these cops beat his ass and then they all got off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then NWA drops fuck the police. It's like, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, but a lot of people are gonna feel in a state of shock when they start convincing themselves that we live in a place that's not built on hating our people, on racism. Period. You know what I mean? This place is not built for us. They wanted us here under lock and key. You know what I mean? And that they voted for us to not be even a full human. You know what I mean? They trying to change voters' rights right now.
Yep.
So that we can't vote, so that we can't use the power of our numbers. You know what I mean? You know what they did in Tulsa. Should these things could happen at any given moment, like any given day, they pick to murder one of ours.
Right. Just like, how is it we still debating for reparations, and the Jewish community, they've been they don't apologize to them and gave them monuments, and we can't even get a, you know what I'm saying? We can't even get a, yeah, it was fucked up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, let me ask this before I go any further. How do y'all feel if y'all are ever called OG, big homie, whatever the case may be?
That shit, I ain't gonna lie, that shit took a while to get used to. I mean, I don't really get called I've been called OG. That shit took a while to get used to though.
Yeah?
Cause I was looking at it from like the old standpoint, like, oh y'all niggas think I'm old. I was looking at it from that standpoint, not from
That's how I feel when they say old head.
Yeah, but now as I'm like getting older, I understand more what it means. Is like you supposed to be the one that's be able to show them the way, teach them some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Guide them. So that's the OG to me. Is like who's guiding these kids. And that's what I always say when we have the conversations, that there's no OGs as far as who's guiding these kids, who's telling these kids what's right, what's wrong. There's nobody out here no more. They just they learn it on their own, or they telling each other. Like you got an 18-year-old telling a 16-year-old how to be in the streets.
Right.
It ain't gonna never work because you don't really know what it is to be in the streets.
You still learning.
But you got these OGs that was in their 40s. They been outside since they was 15. Now they really got real life experiences they could tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, because like I saw a video on, my daughter posted it. Shout out to Nia. My daughter posted a video. It was called Dating Expert Advice. Not one of these boys were over 17. What in the fuck do you know about dating? You still don't know how the coot work.
They might know how to date, but I don't know about expert.
Right.
Like, and nobody checked him because the only person who said anything, everybody else was like, yeah, because it was about names that if he calls you this name, you're not his main girl. Bae, Boo. I forgot some other one, but I'm just like,
I don't listen to none of that shit.
None of that shit.
Listen, man, and that's the thing, I think, because bottom line, I think what it boils down to, I think the code was lost because we stopped teaching the importance of life.
Stop caring.
Right. Stop teaching people the value of life and things that, like, it's crazy to me that these kids, when I was growing up, everybody wanted to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You wanted to be with somebody. Now these kids is like team solo.
See, but also the media and these celebrities play a great part in that. Like, for instance, I don't got no love for the Love and Hip Hop show because of what it teaches. But see, ain't nobody standing up, ain't nobody speaking out, nobody ain't got shit to say. Everybody quiet.
Right.
And the minute that you say it, that's the yeah. Come on, man. It's parents that's watching that shit with their kids.
With their kids.
What that shit? What is that shit teaching these kids?
And smoking.
What type of values is that teaching them? What is that showing them? The one, like, even though it's unfortunate what's going on with Pap and Remy right now. But you know what I mean? There was one black couple that was up there and really was actually demonstrating black love that it still exists, which it does. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's something to strive for.
Right.
It definitely exists. It's just not promoted because it doesn't sell. Like, you look at TV right now, right? Like Zeus's network, all that shit. All they shows is about people being negative or the negative side, like
drinking, fighting, homosexuality. Gotta call it what it is.
And I'm like, well, where's a show about black excellence? Where's a show about black people that's doing positive shit, that got businesses, that's having a happy relationship, or shit like that?
They're written by Tyler Perry.
Even them shits is.
That's my point. That's my point. He's the only one talking about it, and look what he's doing with it. I mean, because did anybody see black divorcing the black? Oh my!
I still ain't watched it.
Yo, let me tell you something. I said it before. He needs to find writers. If you want to show a different side of the black community, you're doing a bad job. You're doing a bad job because you're still feeding into the narrative. The narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all his shits, it's the same formula. A woman struggling. She got a dude who ain't shit.
Right.
Some light-skinned dude who look like he's from the Arabist magazine or something. He comes and he saves the day.
Right, he's the perfect one, and she got to figure out how to be with him.
Right, the only one that he didn't do that.
If that ain't the case, it's a white man. It's a white man that's saving the black race.
Right, the only one he didn't do that with was Daddy's Little Girls. He switched it. It was a light-skinned woman.
And what's the name too? The one with
Alex Cross. Horrible.
No, the one where she cheated and caught AIDS.
I never saw that.
Yeah, that's over my radar.
Yeah, I did.
Y'all never saw that?
What's the name of it?
I mean, I stay away from a lot of them emotional Hallmark type things.
But yeah, she cheated. She was like, they was married.
And got
she
AIDS.
started cheating.
That's a Tyler Perry
and dude had AIDS.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I seen that one.
Whew, I gotta Google that one. That might be one worth watching. But yeah, going back to this media stuff. I said the other day when I was at work, I said, because I think I'm like the second oldest person that worked there. I said, yo, I wish that the internet and stuff would shut off like TV used to do. One of the kids said, nah, son, that shit happens. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And that's the reality to it. They really don't know what they gonna do.
Go to sleep. What the fuck are you supposed to do?
Go outside and play.
Right, thank you.
A lot of that is the parents' fault as well, though. You know what I mean? They let that happen. Like I used to throw on the Cartoon Network, let my kid watch it, this, that, and the third show, but it was not an all day, every day type of thing.
Right, you gotta shut it down sometime.
And that went from those TV networks to these devices. Right. And kids know that it's gonna pacify the kids. So a lot of these parents is feeding that to the kids so they could get their little moment or whatever respite. You know what I mean?
Just give the kid his tablet. Go sit in the corner here. Take your tablet.
Same time, I stepped on a train one day. I see two Asian boys, two Asian brothers. They reading the same book. Yep. Together, one book, not two books.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or I get on the train. Lady pulls out her little healthy snacks and passes the kid the book. These are things that parents gotta instill in their kids, yo. We gotta teach that.
And we look at it and go, well, I ain't doing that white shit.
Yeah, or we act like it's not a real thing. Like we act like they don't teach and show their kids different things from what we do.
Right. Like, yo, when they was doing the whole ban on TikTok thing, right, I really paid attention. TikTok in China, you don't see half of the bullshit that you see in America. There's no fighting. You see shit like kids doing science projects. But out here, what we got? We got the dance craze. We got the stupid ass challenges that's damn near killing our kids. Shout out to the crate challenge. You know what I mean?
Same time, these algorithms work in a certain manner. Mm-hmm. The more things you searching and looking up, the more that stuff is trafficked to your phone.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like the same time that, like, for instance, when I thumb through my lady's YouTube or whatever, because she's looking up these crochet patterns, this, that, and the third. Yeah, I mean that's all that is suggesting, and it's the same type of thing over there. Like I can imagine that they not looking to find out how many cats got shot on the Parkway, who got stabbed and shot here, there. So what it is that they looking into is what's being suggested to them. Right. And these cats is out there being pushed for excellence from birth.
Literally from birth.
Right. Now some of them they go a little too hard. Like I heard, like at the Apple factory, cats was killing themselves, offing themselves because it was just too much pressure over there. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know about that. You know?
I didn't hear about that.
They like live on like a dorm type of setup in these Apple joints, and they don't go nowhere. And you know what I mean? These cats was over there crashing out.
Wow. I believe it.
Yeah. It is. I don't know, man. It's a crazy thing. I hope that I live long enough to see the street code come back, because there were some things that it helped maintain in the hood. Again, I go back to our kids being safe. Like in Brownsville, there are so many child molesters. All you gotta do is punch in it's an app, and punch in your zip code, and it'll show you little red dots, kind of like Kendrick did with the cover for They Not Like Us. And I did that for Brownsville, and I was just like, it was 4 of them in my own building. And mind you, I got 4 girls. So I'm like I instantly became, when you get out of school, I'm there. You're not coming to the building alone. You're not riding the elevator by yourself. Right. None of that until you're old enough to take this knife and put it in a motherfucking thigh. Because I'm going to protect my babies. All right, so before we get up out of here, I want to give you a few minutes to talk about what you do and what you got coming up. What's going on with you?
Yo, it's the guard, Thunny Brown, man. Peace and blessings. Thanks for having me out here tonight, gents. I mean, it's been a pleasure kicking it with y'all about the code of the streets. Yo, listen, I'm a recording artist, podcast host in hiatus.
One of the OGs for here. Shout out to that.
Yo, big up to my partner Stuck B.
Yeah.
DJ Kruger from the Fork Out of Here podcast show. Big up to S.STREET Media. I was hoping I was gonna bump into my homie Sos tonight. I should have called him and told him I was pulling up.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yo, listen, I got a few different projects out. The latest album is called Heavenly Sword. I got a new project that's coming. It's coming soon, sooner than you think. Make sure y'all stay ready for that. I got an album out that I found some joints in the archive. I just dusted them off, packaged them up, put them together. It's called A-Wall. That's with my team, the A Squad. That's on the market too. I got about 25, 30 different film and TV placements with a lot of my music. You can catch me right now moving around. I've been doing some background work in the acting and TV film world. You know what I mean? So you might be able to see me on Raising Canaan. Some of my most notable appearances, I had to pull a gun out to Queen Latifah on The Equalizer.
I gotta watch that.
Yo, one of the latest joints though was Fallout. I'm in Fallout escorting one of the homies out the vault like he was looking bad. It was a bad day. It was nothing nice waiting on the other side of that vault door. But we moving around. I'm looking to step it up, doing a little bit of theater work with this black production company called the Incon Theater Production Company out in Bed-Stuy. They do some things out of this church called Mount Pisgah. They heavy. They be over there with the remote mics, stage designs, all kind of things set up. So just getting my acting chops up. Big up to my whole boot camp dudes. These are the dudes that brought me in the game. Rest in peace to Sean Price. You know what I mean? Stuck B is the baby brother of Sean Price. You know this dude is the family of hip hop royalty. So we move around in these streets, connected and affiliated. Big up to my Wu-Tang affiliates. My dude Devon was just out here. He manages Spliff Star. He manages Young Dirty. I'm connected in a lot of different arenas and with a lot of different sets. You know what I mean? But most people know me for how it is that I move around through Brownsville. Like some people calling me the mayor, calling me the ambassadors. I'm not out in the streets like that, but people know me for doing for my community. We put on when we make sure that we do good for the good people that's still out there. Big up to the BCJC, the Brownsville Community Justice Center. We work under the umbrella of the Court Justice Innovations. And, we work in conjunction with the mayor's office. Right now, we got $100,000 that we looking to make sure that the good people of Brownsville and Van Dyke get to use and incorporate into whatever it is that they feel they need for the neighborhood. Right. We just had a successful kids program where we were teaching them how to code and fly drones, how to be certified with audio engineering, and we also paid for them to start their own businesses if they were going to be entrepreneurs. So this work is out there and it's being done, and I believe with all of us putting in and adding on and doing all of this work right here, these young ones, they're going to get to understand and see that people out here care for them and looking like, for instance, online, I had just put up a post from the joint and said that we was gonna do some things. One of these ladies was like, "Yo, I don't know how that's gonna work. It's doomed, and they're gonna probably come through and shoot it up." I'm like, "Man, we done did over 20 events out here. It ain't been no gun violence."
Right, because y'all just had Mother Gaston blocked off.
The whole Mother Gaston blocked off. You know what I mean? From Sutter to Blake and. For hours, you know what I mean? Little to no police out there, and still, like I said, there's something in the neighborhood. Like, we know it's some negative aspects in some of these areas, but when they see situations like that, thanks to the Most High, it seems as if they respect it, knowing that their loved ones is gonna be over there picking up the food bag. Like, we was giving out groceries. We had 3 different food vendors giving out food plates.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So we making sure that the work is getting done, and there's no shortage of people out here. We could use all of the help that we could get, but it ain't no shortage of people out here that's out here doing it right now.
Right. So let's talk about the community work for a minute. One, what made you decide to, extend yourself in such a manner? And 2, how do the young dudes in the neighborhood react to you?
Well, listen, one of the reasons now it's all good stories and it's all good feedback, but it's so much. Like, how I got my start, my family, my moms, my grandmoms, these ladies would be out in the street talking to randoms, and I'm like, yo, in my mind, why are you talking to these randoms? You know what I mean? What happened in my old age, I just turned 50 in July.
Okay, happy belated.
Thank you. I ain't even gonna say in my old age, but I just became that person. Like, I'm one of those dudes, somebody could sit down and I don't know him from Adam, they telling me the life story, and what I'm gonna do, shoo him away. So, we give him I might give him a minute if I got it, you know what I mean? And like I said, I just recognized that my mom and my grandmas used to extend these things to the people that would come into their life, and so I just started doing that too. Not to mention, I've been the recipient of some of these things. Like, people have taken me up under the umbrella of various different things that has shown me different ways of being able to get out of the neighborhood. Like, it used to. I believe this lady was like a angel in disguise, man. It used to be this little old lady, B. She looked like she was in her 90s, but she would come through Brownsville by herself. Nobody knew her. She had no family, didn't live out there. She was just out there. And she would gather up all the little kids and tell them, go tell your moms, go tell your pops, whoever what it is, I'm going to Yankee Stadium. I got tickets. Y'all could go with me. And I'm not really into sports, let alone baseball. Right. You know what I mean? I had to learn that, though. Like, we grow up loving everything New York, but I didn't learn until I was sitting in the stadium for 9 innings. 9 innings is long, Lord. As a little dude from Brownsville, that shit is boring. They do a good job with the highlights on TV, but in person, that's not my thing. But this little old lady would take a troop of kids from Brownsville to the Bronx, make sure we got back home, and I'm like, you know what I mean? So these type of things need to be extended. Like, you know, like for instance, I talked to my daughter. She's in a summer program. I'm like, what trips y'all went on? We ain't going on no trips. What are y'all doing with these kids, yo? You know what I mean? Like, we was, even if we didn't go on a trip, we was at the park playing softball, playing football. We had the pool table, something that was teaching us how to be sociable with each other. Right. So like as you said, growing up, we were already being taught how to socialize from school. That was an actual grade that you got on your report card. Plays well with others. You know what I mean? So we didn't have to depend and rely on these different devices to stay in touch and deal with people. Like, I'm hearing people have these conversations now. Like, a lady just said, dudes are more apt to holler at me in the inbox and the DMs rather than approach me. Wow. Even though a lot of ladies don't make it easy to approach them with all these.
Say it again for the ones in the back.
A lot of y'all ladies do not make it easy to approach y'all. Like, I don't have a problem even pressing you in the circle of your friends, but yo, man, if you see your friends giving me all of the side looks and you got feelings, say something like, nah, let them live. Let me hear them out.
Right.
Say something. Give me the extra boost to keep it going. Right. But these are some of the things that inspire me to do that. And so, like, growing up, I would also see different my grandma would live in Bed-Stuy. The family lived in Brownsville. I grew up seeing block parties happen. I grew up seeing no violence and people being able to have parties come together. I was a little kid out there stumbling around. It was okay because everybody knew I was gonna be well taken care of. Right. So to know that these dudes done fucked up the situations in the neighborhood with the Brownsville Day, Old Timers Day, all of the various different celebrations, the Caribbean, West Indian Day parade, to the point where they done shut down. Brownsville Day is not happening this year. It hasn't happened for a few different years. Last year it barely happened. Right. And that's because they so worried about the different violence. You know what I mean? So growing up, I always wanted to be able to give back. The BCJC was one of the organizations that I seen giving back in the neighborhood, and I immediately stepped to them. Like, yo, what's going on? Who are y'all? What are y'all? How can I get involved with y'all? You know what I mean? So I didn't initially get involved to be getting my pockets laced. Right. My focus was to be able to do good and bring good to the neighborhood. Not knowing how far I could take it, kind of find out these people work in conjunction with the mayor's office. I'm tight with people in the mayor's office. I'm tight with people at the council, with the ambassador. I just slid to, I was at the UN this year, B. I went to the United Nations this year. I was at, I went to Albany for the Black Caucuses. I'm moving around in circles I never thought I would be moving in. Right. Only on the strength of me being able to, wanting to give back to the neighborhood.
See, that's what we need. And I think, I think we need more of that from more of the older brothers and sisters. Not so much because the young ones, they do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's different when the elders are doing it, because the elders can tell you about, it wasn't like this, you know what I'm saying? Or when I was growing up, we like the craziest thing that gets me now, and I understand, is the times we live in. You ever go to a restaurant and everyone at the table is in their phone?
Restaurant, the events, the clubs.
Right. So like for me, my rule with my family, when we sit down to eat, your phones is out until the food comes. Once that food hits the table, phones go away, bro, and they don't come back out until we're walking out. You know what I'm saying? Because I think our lack of being social is also playing a part in those lessons and them unspoken codes that we no longer have. Because you're not having those conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many dudes don't know why you supposed to walk on the outside with your lady? Right. And you tell them and they look at you like, what?
For the same amount of dudes that don't know why they shouldn't be wearing their pants below their ass.
Or wearing their sisters' blouses. All right.
I guarantee you, if these dudes were smacking them cheeks in the neighborhood, they would stop that shit. Like,
Yo, and you know what's crazy? I thought about that one time. I was like, yo, How crazy would it be?
I started to do it a couple of times, Lord. Cause my thoughts is a little savage, and I be feeling a little disrespected, especially if they on the steps in front of me. I got my young girls with me. I feel real disrespected, B. You know,
I said I wanted to get like 6 big brolic bodybuilding. Just came home looking, and we walk up, and I don't know, just do something to get your attention so you pull them damn pants up. Cause I'm tired of seeing. Nah, I ain't doing that because I ain't touching their drawers. So before we get out of here, Slim, you did Queens Week.
I did.
How was it?
Awesome.
Queens.
It was $5,000 2-day tournament. Pretty much you had to win 4 games to win $5,000. Some people make it seem like it was a lot of money, but when you break it down that way, you win 4 games to win $5,000. When normally you gotta pay a whole season to win the money. So we did it at 150th Park, 150th North Conduit, right in Jamaica, Queens. Awesome, man. They done did it so many times that the park has got redone out there. They did the whole park over out there, the whole basketball court.
Nice. Shout out to H2O.
H2O. Had a whole bunch of vendors out there. We had Monster out there. You know.
I couldn't get a shirt.
I barely got a shirt.
But you got one. See, that's what I mean. I only went to one of his events and got something.
Don't want to put no work in with a staff shirt. You want a worker shirt.
You damn right.
You're working to get a worker shirt.
Nah, bro, I'm your brother. I don't need all of that. It's just like you come to my shows, you don't pay to get in, and you ask me to do certain poems.
Oh, you don't pay to get in. Nothing. I mean, if I'm involved, you don't pay to get in.
You're right. You're right. I can't say that.
So next up, we got Elite 32, where we take 32 different high school teams, put them in a 2-day tournament. We even take the JV. If you know about basketball, high school basketball, JV teams usually don't get a lot of attention. It's usually just a varsity team. So we have JV Day, so all the JV teams get to play. We have ESPN there. We have Monster. We have Clash TV. A whole bunch of different stuff. So that's coming up in December.
Okay, that's December?
Yeah, keep me posted, man. I'll pull up and support.
Yeah, yes, keep up with that. MJB.
We'll talk about that.
MJB, you did a show last night. How'd it go, bro?
Oh, the show was dope. It was cool. Nice little small room and setting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, had fun.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You shut the bitch down, though, I'm sure.
I'll do what I do.
All right. And for those who've been following me, I made an announcement that I was doing a one-man show, and it was supposed to be September 15th. However, I also posted one day that some days your plan is not the plan. I was blessed to come across some sponsors who told me that the date I picked was too soon. They said, we see what you're trying to do and you can do more if you had more time. So we have pushed it back. The official day now is November 30th. It will be at the Producers Club in Manhattan. So now it can be labeled an off-Broadway show. And yeah, more details will come on that. The book is still dropping. I'm still working on that. The book is called Neutered, and it's about a man who wasn't shit until this one fateful night. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Reallionaires podcast.
Hey, let me add on one thing real quick, man. If y'all get to see this before tomorrow, make sure y'all pull up on us at the BK Arts Fest tomorrow from 5 to midnight. I'm going to be out there tearing the stage down. My homie Stuck B, my partner, the homie Cash Rag. Yo, big up to Break a Leg Entertainment from out in New Jersey. Underground Advocates, we getting it going. Yo, this is about to be real hip-hop. Tap in if you're available, man. And all the information is on my social media. Follow me on all social media at Thunny Brown. Not Sunny, not funny. Thunny Brown. Thunny Brown on all social platforms.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we out of here. Remember, Jesus was a black man with a Hispanic sinner. See y'all next week.
Wepa!
Get out.